Well, just a short time ago, we spoke with the White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary Raj Shah. Here's the conversation. Raj Shah joins us tonight from the White House. So, Raj, these indictments say that Russian interference began in 2014. Do you see these 13 indictments as vindication for you?
We absolutely do. Really, there's three main points that we see from these indictments. One, as you mentioned, they started, this plot started in 2014, before the president jumped into the race. What we also saw is that they proved that there's no collusion. The biggest point that the president's been making since before this investigation even began. The last point that this investigation, or rather these indictments make clear, is that all these efforts were about sowing confusion in the electoral process and undermining the next president, not about supporting one candidate over the other. And so really, when you see these efforts by Democrats, they're pushing this collusion conspiracy. What they're really doing is doing the dirty work for the Russians for them. The media and the Democrats making false claims are really pushing what the Russians want them to push.
I think that's true. Also, paradoxically, it looks like Robert Mueller, who has been seen as an enemy of the White House, is helping the White House's case tonight.
I think that's right. We've always been cooperative with the special counsel's investigation. While the president has said that it's a hoax, that the charge of collusion is false, he would be the one to know. We've still been cooperative. We've still provided witnesses, documents, etc. And now it's helped uncover this elaborate plot, within many Russian individuals that had no cooperation, active cooperation with the Trump campaign. And it really shows that what Democrats have alleged, have charged, and frankly made really outlandish claims about is totally baseless.
But it also sets a kind of interesting precedent because, as you well know, living in Washington, there's a lot of foreign interference into our politics. The Mexican government, for example, has run voter registration drives at American consulates. That seems like an obvious effort to influence election outcomes. Do you think there are going to be indictments there?
Well, I'm not a lawyer, and I wouldn't pledge to know exactly what statutes, may or may not have been violated by other efforts. I would say that the only plot of actual active collusion between a 2016 campaign and a foreign government was Hillary Clinton's government when it was operating out of the Ukrainian embassy in collusion with the DNC and trying to drop opposition research on Donald Trump and on members of the president's campaign. So, there are examples of foreign influence in campaigns, and there is an example of collusion in the last campaign. It just has nothing to do with this president and his campaign. So, but would you concede that we're spending a lot of time examining, and I don't think it's bad, but Russian influence on our country, our society, our politics? Do you think this is going to kick off a new era where we take a close look at the influence of a lot of other countries on our politics? And if not, why not? Well, I think, the issue of foreign influence in American elections is a serious one. It's a real one. You just mentioned one example. I'm sure there are many others. Look, I think we want, of course, we want to ensure that there's integrity in our election process, that individuals who are voting, for example, are all registered citizens. That's an issue the president has raised. And he initiated a commission last year through an executive order to look at the integrity of our election process. We hope that this is just one step in that overall effort to make sure that our elections are clean and fair and influenced by Americans first and foremost.
Raj Shah from the White House, thank you very much.
Thank you.